Well, today's adventure on the 48 Ford Coupe is I have an issue with the starter. When it's cold, it works just fine, but when it's warm, it has all kinds of problems where it doesn't even work. It's like it's seized up. So what I got to do is take that guy out down there and take it apart. Rumor has it that it has some bad bushings possibly that's causing the problem. So when it's hot. So I will take it apart and see what it is. Okay, I have the starter out of the coupe and was able to throw it in the oven. Got it up to 250 degrees and then put on a battery and then some jumper cables there. And I was able to spin, just like it would normally. So a couple other observations I had were just some of the contacts. As I look here on this particular contact where the 6 volts comes into, there's a lot of paint on this nut. This looks like this whole thing was rebuilt. It's in really good shape. Everything looks like it's practically like a NOS starter, but I noticed too that around the ring here, let me slide this up, there's a lot of paint along this edge here, all the way along where it connects to the motor. So that's another grounding point along with the 2 mounting bolts that come through. So what I'm going to do is clean all of these surfaces, this and this, and reassemble. I'll probably clean up these two as well, make sure that there's a good connection in there to ground, and put it back in and see what happens then. Okay, I was able to clean up the surface here around the starter, and I also cleaned up this area here too, removed all the paint that was on there, and then also cleaned up both surfaces here that where the bolt and washer mate into the back housing of the starter. So now I will reinstall. Okay, with the starter out, I can observe the contact point around the starter mounting area here. Well, you can tell, let me get the camera a little bit closer. Yeah, that's all painted surface here. So this should be part of the ground. So what I'm going to do is get that all cleaned off before I reinstall the starter. Give it as much surface area as possible. So let's get that done. Okay, here's the clean surface now. And I also cleaned that bracket over here too as well. This guy on this side here, clean that off. Whoop, get it over here so you can see it. There you go. That's the bracket that holds the rear of the starter. So it looks like I have a good surface area that's nice and clean and give me a better contact for ground. So let's put the starter in. Okay, I have the starter installed and I connected it back to the bracket up there. You'll see that in there. So next, you can kind of see this here. I'll reconnect the terminal on here. Looks to be in really good shape. There it is. There's a better view of it. It's hard to get a camera in here. So let me get that mounted with the brass hardware and get that completed. Okay, here's the hardware that connects the battery cable directly to the starter. Looks like good quality brass, nice and shiny. Looks like it's not corroded at all. So I'll install that onto the starter. Okay, I have the power cable connected back to the starter using that brass hardware. There it is. And now we're going to start it up, see if it makes any difference when it warms up, when it's hot. See if there's any difference there. Okay, I had the motor running for about 10 minutes. Took it for a quick little ride. Let's shut it down and see if it starts up again. Nope. Okay, after I cranked on it moments ago, I did feel around on all my cables all the way around, all the way down around, all the way to the solenoid way over here. Let me see if I can get the camera in here. into the solenoid. I could feel that this was hot right here, and so is this side too. So what I did is I took them off and cleaned them, reattached them, and it fires right up. So let me check it again and prove it to you. All right, let's turn the key on, get that on, clutch in, and let's see what it does here. Oh yeah. Well, that does it every time. Something simple. Should have done that first.